Hi there, my name is Dr. Victor BIN-KAPELA. I'm launching a series of personal reflections on some issues which are burning within my community. If you like my reflections or if you don't like them, please leave me a comment. Whatever the case, do not forget to subscribe for further reflections. Dear viewers, today I'm going to share with you my reflections on a phenomenon which is increasing nowadays and which is becoming very, very popular, unfortunately. It's about LGBT. Let me simplify. It's about homosexuality. It is in my humble opinion and my judgment that homosexuality is being imposed to Africans. I think that imposing homosexuality to African cultures is unfair and disrespectful. You will remember a couple of months ago, Uganda Parliament passed a bill which criminalizes any form of homosexuality. The Democrat-led American administration threatened to cut off financial assistance to Uganda in case President Museveni would sign the bill into law. You will remember still that few weeks later, President Museveni signed the bill and the American administration suspended its aid to Uganda on the ground that such a law is the violation of individual freedom enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I have 2 points of reflection here about the attitude of the United States and its allies towards African countries. First, the American society is deeply divided into Republicans who fight to preserve values on which the US is built, and the Democrats who are progressists and stress the power of freedom to achieve the 1931 motto of American dream. What's that? The naive belief that the political, economic, and social systems of America are all integral designed to allow each individual an equal chance of being successful. The divide is also evident when it comes to the question of homosexuality. Republicans consider homosexuality and all its forms as anti-values, whereas Democrats promote homosexuality as a particular form of expressing individual freedom. The fact that Americans show themselves as the police of the world leads to prefigure the fate of African countries. Whenever Democrats take power in the US, African government should allow homosexuality, failure of which they will incur financial punishment. On the other hand, when Democrats take office, African governments have to ban homosexuality. Otherwise, they would undergo some financial punishment. Here's my question. Why should African governments be put into such a dilemma? Why should African governments follow the wind blowing the American flag? Maybe the answer is in the type of punishment. Money, finances. Because of money, the US as to impose itself as the police of Africans. It is not fair. It is not fair. I personally do not understand how money and freedom can be put on the same scale and have the same SI unit of measurement. It is as unfair as absurd. Secondly, the US in particular and the West in general are aware of the fact that the individual freedom as expressed in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is incompatible with the African notion of freedom. Remember, in 1987, under the umbrella of the former Organization of African Unity, OAU, currently known as African Union, AU, African leaders showed to the United Nations organization that in African cultures, individual freedom goes hand in hand with the freedom of the peoples. That individual rights go in tandem with the rights of the people. So, the expression of individual freedom should respect the values of African cultures. In general, homosexuality in many African cultures is an abomination, a sickness. Individual freedom should be guided by the moral values on which African cultures are founded. To impose homosexuality to African cultures is tantamount to disrespecting cultural ways of expressing moral values. It is unfair and disrespectful to ignore the African cultural expression of freedom by calling upon the argument of respect of individual freedom. If in the West, homosexuality is the cultural expression of freedom, we are saying African societies have their own cultural expression of individual freedom as well. There has to be mutual respect. Africans respect Western cultures. Africans are expecting also Western cultures to respect the African cultures. We need respect for our cultures. We don't need Western police in our cultures. Please, stop funding homosexuality in Africa by using notably backyard doors such as NGOs. Please, stop poisoning the mind of African youth. Your money has become the feeding tubes through which poisonous anti-values are infecting African cultures. If you like my reflections, or if you don't like my reflections, one more time, please leave me a comment without forgetting to subscribe for upcoming topics of reflections. Thanks so much. May God bless you.